different medias are different. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today, I don't have a very outrageously deep concept for you today, but it is something to take into consideration when you're talking about looking at different medias in order to reach your current customer base, your future customer base, or your past customer base. All those different medias have high points and low points to them. And I came up with today's topic because, and this is another side mention. This is not, and trust me, I'm not getting any money for this, but I have this little pack of icebreaker cards, which I mentioned last week. You can go check out the episode regarding that wherever you're watching or listening to this, or you can go to brianjpombo.com and check it out there. But I just pull one of these out, and it gets my brain flowing to a certain wavelength. This one here says, would you rather watch a movie at home or at the movie theater? I'll tell you how I think about that. Is I like both for different reasons. For me, it's a completely different experience watching it in a nice movie theater than watching it at home, even if it's quiet and the kids have gone to bed. A movie in those two different locations are different experiences completely, especially if it's a nice movie theater. And today's nice movie theaters, they have it so well done to where the ones that have the really nice seats or the couches or something like that, the really nice situation in a movie theater to where you can get some food, you can get a nice drink, you can get, a bunch of those really cool things to where it's an experience to go to the theater even if you aren't watching a good movie. So there was when I lived in California, there was a place in Oakland, California, that was the Parkway movie theater. And those of you who may remember, this was good 10, 20 years ago. And it was one of the first lounge movie theaters I'd ever seen, and the first one I had been to. And we went there as often as we could. It was kind of an art house movie theater, so they played either off the wall stuff or second run material. And you go there, and you could buy a slice of pizza, you could have a pint of beer, and it was just a cool experience. It wasn't the absolute cleanest, most fabulous place in the world, but it was so different and so unique that I can't name for you all the movies that I saw there. Because I saw some movies there that I purposefully blocked out of my mind. But I can tell you a few of them, and but I always enjoyed myself, no matter what. Even if the movie was no good, I always enjoyed myself going to that theater. And that's the type of, if there's a movie theater that's an experience like that, I'd much rather go with a friend, with my wife, with whoever, and have a good time out among people. I really am an extrovert. Most people don't guess that. I really am an extrovert first. Not necessarily a people person, but I'm an extrovert, and I like going out and doing it. Now, at home is a whole nother experience. And if I could have a movie theater style setting at home, I totally would. In fact, I plan to have a movie theater room. Right now, the way things are set up, I've got a great TV, I've got a great situation, and I like it, but I much rather go out. But it's a totally different feel. Coming at home to watch something is something I do every day, and it doesn't have the magic of going out. But here's how this relates back to business. Okay, here's two things. They should be the same thing, and a lot of people talk about them as if they're the same thing. And there was all this talk when television started showing movies and everything else, especially when color television came out, and when you started having VHS cassettes and DVD players in the home. So all this talk about, well, movie theaters is going to go away. Why would people go out and do something like that when they could sit at home and do the same thing? Why would they ever do it? And I always knew that as long as movie theaters are willing to add more value They'll never go away because it's a different experience. Two different medias. They're serving the exact same material. And in some cases nowadays, you've got first run movies that you could watch at home immediately, same time. So movie theaters don't even have that up on it. But it's still two different experiences. Here's how it plays to your communication with your people. Let's say, should I do an audio podcast or should I do video? Well, let me ask you, do you watch only videos? Do you ever listen to audio? Now, some people are going to be a little bit more one or a little bit more another, but you do two of these things at different times for different reasons. When I'm out mowing the lawn or doing any work with my hands, I like to have an audio podcast going. If I'm I hate to say driving, if I'm in a car, I like to have something that I can watch because I have time. I don't have anything else going on. I can sit there, I can watch and listen. So hopefully that makes sense to you. You got to realize different medias are different, and sometimes it doesn't have to be one or the other. Sometimes it can be both, and you could be playing to two different crowds. It's a lot, even in social media, a lot of people say, well, are you on Instagram or are you on Facebook or are you on this or are you on that? And many people occupy different places. They may spend more time in one place, but they have a presence in all those places. I recommend you do the same as long as it makes financial sense for your business. No reason to spend time in a place that isn't taking you anywhere or doing anything for you whatsoever. But that's just my point of view. I cover a lot of these concepts in my book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. Although it's a very short book, very straightforward and to the point, ways to be able to overcome competitive forces. Go get yourself a copy, or you can download a free copy at my website, amazonproofbook.com. That's all I got for tonight. You have a good one. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.